3 rules to survive. Don't stand out. Accept the past. Trust no one.
Bring it in!
The galaxy's changed.
Yeah, look out!
Whatever you do, don't reach within. Don't stand out. Accept the past.
Execute Order 66.
Trust no one. Trust only in the Force.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The stormtroopers look weird. What do you mean?
Survive.
This one.
But now,
Right there. I don't know. It looks like a stormtrooper to me. What do you mean? The Joker kid from Gotham. You know, I have no idea. Even though both me and my brother are big Batman fans, we watched I think we saw the whole first season of Gotham, and from the very first episode we were laughing at it. So we said, you know what, forget it. So we gave up on the show and we never went back. So I guess that's the Joker kid from Gotham. I heard he is on Gotham, so I guess so. Better have Jedi Academy combat. You know, the way they described the combat on the panel, it made me think that it's gonna be more Arkham game combat. But then maybe they're just gonna take inspiration from that. And it's not going to be exactly the same. But even if it is, I'm not complaining because I really like the Arkham games. I really like the combat. I'm just going to keep talking and wait to see if more people will join in. Training, just a normal white one. Yes, that one. Looks pretty normal. Something about his proportions is off. Which part? His head, torso, down there, the legs, between the legs. Oh, you know what? Let's just let that go. Jolie Bindle, how's it going? You decided to leave Kashyyyk, I see. Jedi Academy combat isn't that great. No blocking, no lock on. I'm just hoping the lightsabers doesn't have the strength of a wiffle ball bat. I mean, yeah, they could go Arkham, they can go Jedi Academy, or they can go Force Unleashed. But I doubt they'll go Force Unleashed. be honest with you. Now that Michael mentions it, the groin does look a little bit weird. Yeah. You see, I wouldn't know anything about the average size of your stormtrooper, but I'll take your word for it. You got 4 people. All right. Seems to have the right amount of people here. So let's go ahead and play it again, and then we'll go through it beat by beat.
Wasn't always like this. But now, there are 3 rules to survive. Don't stand out. Accept the past. Trust no one.
Good. Bring it in.
The galaxy's changed.
Yeah, look out!
Whatever you do, don't reach within. Don't stand out. Accept the past.
Execute Order 66.
Trust no one. Trust only in the Force.
Alright then, got some stuff to say. Let's lower this down to 50%. Let's go through. One gloved hand. You know, I didn't even notice the one gloved hand. You made a good point there. I don't know if it's mechanical, but that'd be interesting if they made it mechanical, because maybe in that job he does, he lost a hand or something. Because they did say in the panel it's a very dangerous job. It looks like a dangerous job. Yeah, the music's pretty good. It does its job, which is to get you pumped. Oh man. But yeah, let's go. Starts off nice.
Wasn't always like this.
No, it wasn't. One time there were 10,000 Jedi around the galaxy.
There are 3 rules to survive.
And you can do whatever you want. Now you can't do whatever you want anymore.
Don't stand out. Accept the past.
You know what's interesting about Order 66 here? What makes me think is that because of Order 66, the Jedi that survived were forced into hiding, and which means, damn it, which means they couldn't use their Force powers, and they were forced into living a life without the Force, basically, or at least without using their Force powers. So they ended up learning certain lessons that they wouldn't have otherwise learned if not for Order 66. Like this guy, he had to go and get a regular job. Wonder why he ended up learning due to that, due to hiding, due to not trusting anybody, and just trying to live an everyday life. Keep going.
Trust.
Now, people were talking about the size of this stormtrooper's dick. Now, I'm not exactly a connoisseur of it, but like someone pointed out, the stormtroopers tend to come in various shapes and sizes because, I mean, they're not clones. They're just regular people.
No one.
This is his job. I mean,
Changed.
this ship just happened to land right on top of a Sarlacc pit. An accident. He got caught. And yeah, his friend's about to die.
Reach.
Don't reach, he says, but there he goes. At this point, this is where he makes what Kreia would say is his first mistake, which is using the Force. And, I mean, knowing Kreia, you don't necessarily have to agree with her. It's kind of rough to agree with her sometimes because, in this case, she would most likely tell you to let your friend die. So, yeah, like Sloth here is saying, Kreia be pissed. I mean, all this time, especially when you get to Nar Shaddaa. You go helping people, she says, even Atten tells you, I thought we were trying to keep a low profile here. Even though you gain influence with Atten, but you lose influence with Kreia. The Imperial Handbook had a heightened weight prerequisite and Luke Skywalker was 2 inches short to fit the armor. You still got around in there pretty easily still though. Be careful, Johnny.
Within.
Yeah, he reached out, used the Force, and then he used the Force. And wait a minute, go back. When he did use the Force, right there, there's a droid looking right at him. Now he didn't notice. If he had noticed, would he have made the same decision? I wonder. Or maybe he did notice, and he's like, "Screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway." Because I'm pretty sure this droid is fairly responsible for that Inquisitor that shows up. From what I understand, is the second sister, I think she's called. Because of his decision, much more people are gonna die. Well, possibly. I mean, they might capture and torture his friend. That's one thing they might do, you know, to find him. But then again, I'm not sure how many people might die. You think the Inquisitor is badass Offie? I remember her, yeah. Can't remember the name of her master right now. But, hey, it's possible. Badass Offie was another casualty of extremes.
Within.
Yes, Luminara Unduli. That was her. Oh no, they found me. I mean, of course they did.
Don't stand out.
Well, I mean, you're sticking out like a sore thumb now.
Accept the past.
Execute Order 66.
And here we go. I can't remember what they're called, but right here, right where I paused it here, they said in the panel that, I mean, they're obviously not Magna Guards, even though they are using the same weapon. But they're specially trained stormtroopers to hunt Jedi. And as you can see here, they seem to have a very high level of force resistance, which means they're probably using similar techniques to what Revan taught his hunters, which is, you know, not to basically flood yourself with feelings. And he was very specific in finding people who had either had a very low connection to the Force or didn't believe in it. Let me read the chat here real quick. Purge troopers, yeah, that's what they're called. Now, there, he clearly does not have a lightsaber on him at this point. So he's forced to use his Force powers, even though, as you can see, he used Force push. It's not very effective. Hello, Tori K. Hello, Doodle GCB. How's it going? That's an old man. Normal people can't jump that high. So the hologram with Sidious was in a clone trooper's hand. Yeah, he picked it up from a dead clone to his hand and saw the message that was on it about Order 66. Wonder if it's someone we know, the dead trooper? I don't know. I don't think so. Forced force bombs. You know it. Wait. Comes back at him. He's pushing, but he's winning. And here, I'm guessing he uses the Force to stop the blade so he can jump through it and escape. Because at this point, that's all they can do. He's obviously not going to win.
Trust no one.
Now, he says trust no one, but as you're about to see, he's about to break that rule by trusting her. And everyone else in this ship. So I'm not trust her. Now, what they said on the panel is that the second sister is using the Force here to take control of the ship. She's actually using it to control the steering wheel. It's very interesting. Agrees, man. And she's cracking the window in the process.
Trust only in the Force.
Now, this guy really is a Jedi, for real. Because only a Jedi would say, well, not only a Jedi, but a Jedi would say something like that. If you're going to trust anything, trust only in the Force. Now, I would not recommend that. And I'm pretty sure neither would Kreia. But, what do you want? Kreia's not here. Now, taking a look at this lightsaber, it seems that the bottom part is broken. Which makes me think that perhaps this used to be a double-bladed lightsaber. And I think it takes 2 crystals to make a double-bladed lightsaber. So this side still works. But then whose lightsaber is it? Because I think they said in the panel that it's not his, I think. Chris Avalon is one of the writers, so maybe Kreia will make a return. I highly doubt that. But she's the one giving you advice and it conflicts with his Jedi training. You know, I think maybe since he was a writer on it, I think maybe there's going to be a few things here and there that we might be able to pick out. But from the way it sounded on the panel, you know, they said they had a team of writers and they threw out 2 or 3 names of different writers, but they never mentioned Chris Avalon. And they said this guy created this guy made this. It makes me think that, unfortunately, maybe Chris Avalon didn't have as big of a role in the writing process as we all hoped. Being as long as you're beneficial to it. Darth Maul's lightsaber? It doesn't look like Darth Maul's lightsaber. I don't think Darth Maul's lightsaber looked like that. Especially at the end. I don't think it looked like that. It looks different and has a blue blade. Yeah, it does have a blue blade. But then again, they did mention that you can modify it. The lightsaber, I mean. So maybe that's what he did. Sounds really disjointed story-wise. I guess we can only hope for the best. I don't know what to think about the story right now. All we know is this guy used to be a Padawan, so he didn't not even a full Jedi Knight. A Padawan. Order 66 happened. He escaped. Worked a job as a salvager, and now he's on the run. And as far as we know. And man, I wonder how many Jedi really survived Order 66, because I feel like they can keep going with this forever. At a certain point, they might say like 100 Jedi survived, and all of them were accounted for or unaccounted for during like the battle for Yavin, you know, the whole thing. But let's hope it just doesn't get too much. I don't like the idea of the Force having a will. I always felt like the Force was a reflection of life, not the other way around. A reflection of life? I'm not sure what that means. I mean, we know that life can exist without the Force. Do we get the black lightsaber for extra edgy points? I doubt it. I don't think there's going to be any dark sabers showing up in this one. Maybe it'll be like Jedi Academy with the discarded lightsaber being a starter weapon, and you build your own. Maybe even select your species or gender as the beginning. Joker Kid being default. Nah, I'm pretty sure this is the guy. I mean, they brought the actor up on stage and everything. He did mocap and the whole 9 yards. So I think this is the character. There won't be any customization on him. Now I know you're all about Krea's teachings and you really want to see that return in Star Wars, but I highly doubt it because people don't really think of the Force the same way as Krea. That is true. Krea was definitely an outlier. Hell, the whole KOTOR 2, the entire game, the whole story was an outlier to everything else. I've had discussions with people who don't like KOTOR 2 because of the way it depicted the Force. And because they said, this one guy said that it went against George Lucas's vision. That's what he said. But yeah, this whole channel is about, you know, we look at anything Star Wars. If we're going to look at new canon Star Wars like this, then we are especially going, well, I'm going to look at it through the lens of a fan of Knights of the Old Republic 2, basically. That's what this is all about. The Order 66 situation is like the Saiyan genocide. Palpatine, much like Frieza, assumed all his enemies are dead, but more keep popping up. Well, I mean, Frieza really did assume they were all dead, except for Frieza, Nappa, Raditz, you know, all the ones that worked for him. And he didn't go out of his way to make any kind of Inquisition force to hunt him down. Palpatine, on the other hand, apparently was like, you know what? I don't think Order 66 was the rousing 100% success. I mean, he knew when he fought Yoda that he realized, I guess I didn't get them all. So, boom. Inquisition. How about the Soul Saber? You know, I'm actually not familiar with that. Well, whether Avalon had a heavy influence on the writing, I'm a fan of the voice actor for the protagonist Cal. He's my favorite Joker next to Hamill. Is that so? To be fair, Krea does deceive a lot. Certainly does. Hell, she even tells you right off the bat that, like, she says what she wants you to hear. That's not exactly what she says, but she says that at the end, when everything is over, that's when I'll tell you everything. That's when it'll be all truth, no manipulations. It's all done. And that's exactly what happened. Message deleted. Retracted. You're right, my bad. But in the robot... yeah, don't worry about it. That's what we're here to do. But in the robot chicken version, Palpatine thought it was a success. Yeah, he was also really pissed off at Vader for the destruction of the Death Star. But hey, he got over it. Vader started crying though, but he got over it too. Some people don't like Grim Tone KOTOR 2. I think most prefer KOTOR 1 for its hopeful tone. Hopeful tone, and it followed the more, you know, the formula. It followed the Star Wars formula of you good, bad guy, go at it. But this time they added a twist. Haha, you were the bad guy all along. Kind of, not really. And that's why, you know, people are like, so good. It's really good. I bet we won't even get a single reference to Kreia. Hey, Dot, Rika, that guy, how's it going? I bet we won't get a single reference to Kreia in that game because everyone expects it. Everyone expects it? Well, everyone here expects it. But I don't think, I think the common Star Wars fan is not, they're not really familiar with Kreia, and even if they are, they don't really dive deep into her like we do. And Avalon knows it, so he won't do it even though everyone wants it. Or do it. I mean, yeah, it's all the writing process. I think it's all done. So if he wasn't gonna do it, he'd have done it. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Or hope. The Soul Saber is the edgiest weapon in Star Wars. Single hilt, black, red blade, screams instead of hums. Screams. Oh god. Kinda like that weapon in Borderlands 2, the Bane, where it just yells when you fire it, and then when you reload it screams, reloading! Also you can't run, it slows you down to a crawl. Got rid of that piece of crap. Dragon design with the mouth at the end. It makes the user force sensitive with darkness. It makes the user force sensitive just by touching it? Wow. KOTOR 1 did shed more light on Jedi and Sith philosophies. It did. It also kind of showed us how Jedi well, the Jedi Council of back then, I mean, something was wrong with those guys. Twist. I'm doing good. Work on a new video. That's good, man. Looking forward to it. I am too. Although, yeah, I might not be able to get it out this week. I gotta get ready to go visit my brother for Easter. He invited me, but I'll talk about that later. We are app or AP. Okay, that's, everyone wants it, yeah. I think I'm gonna go play KOTOR 2 now. Hey man, have fun. We are alpha nerds. I mean, do we consume other nerds? We're the apex predator nerds. Everyone there is a fan of KOTOR 2 wants it. Yeah, there you go. It's much more accurate. That is if Avalon has much influence. We expect it. If not, they don't expect it. Oh man. It's getting crazy up in here. I had some bullet points. So, wait a minute. Let's finish it. Anything else happen? I'm thinking, yeah, see, it is a blue blade. Right. Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order. And I don't know why they had to sneak in EA's logo down here. They could have, I mean, we all know. Alright, we all know, we're all gonna know when you put the splash screen at the beginning of the game, when you open it. So, come on, man. We know, alright? We know. Doing the game, let's do a redemption. Yeah, I guess so. The problem with the Sith is that while they claim to be beyond anything and want to be free, they nevertheless become slaves to the Force. Pretty much, yeah. It's the idea of like if you think about total and complete freedom, that's anarchy. Without any rules whatsoever, that's total freedom. It means I can decapitate you and nothing's gonna happen. Well, except for another guy trying to decapitate me. But yeah, complete pandemonium. So the Sith is kind of like that, except they have rules. Even they have rules. But then, I mean, one of the best things you can do as a Sith is break the rules and not get caught. Lazy. How's it going? Still lazy. But yeah, that's the idea where the Sith simply go to another extreme, and they end up not really all that better off. See if I can do this, because I couldn't figure this out the other day. This work? It does work. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find these bullet points, because I wrote some stuff down. You guys can talk about amongst yourselves for a little while. Wow, 17 people. This is getting crazy. Let's be honest, the only reason we're fond of the Sith is the Force lightning. I mean, it's not exactly true. I mean, they do have some... It's not like they don't have any ideas or anything. I mean, I like freedom. But, you know, within reason. And the Force crush. And the cool masks. Yeah. Yeah, I would scream unlimited power now, but I won't. Okay, oh, here we go. The bullet points right here. See if I can... Okay, yeah, no. Close that. Open this. Let's see, team of writers. Question, how do you know it's a lightsaber? Broken bottom. It's released on November 15th. I wonder how long they've been working on this. Especially since EA was so gung-ho about making everything live service with microtransactions. And how the hell did Respawn Entertainment slip this one past EA? And Amy Hennig right now must be like, oh, come on. Why damn it not? What the hell happened? But of course, we know what happened probably. EA was probably all like, hey everybody, did you know that you don't like single player games anymore? We told them to screw off, and then God of War came out proving them wrong, because of course they're wrong. And that's probably how they managed to convince EA to do this. That's a shame that it needed to go this way, but oh well, hey, it is what it is. I think that EA just gave money to Respawn to do the game without their supervision while they work on their own stuff. Yeah, maybe, I mean, or yeah, but then, because they did the same thing with Apex Legends, they just stayed out of the way. And look what happened. It was a success. That's all. That's the only thing EA needs to do right now. Stay out of the... Hold on. Yeah, stay out of the way. Just publish it. Just publish it and, you know, do your thing. Do what you're supposed to do. And also, stop the freaking Frostbite mandate, because this game, Fallen Order, is made on Unreal Engine from what I understand, not Frostbite, which is probably how they managed to build the game so quickly. You like microtransactions. I mean, it's a... or you're doing that thing. But then again, I don't know, maybe microtransactions has its place, especially in like free-to-play games. When it becomes pay to win, then, you know, that's crossing a line, of course. But even when it's just cosmetics, it can cause issues. But still, it's a tool. And you don't necessarily have to, you know, throw away the baby with the bathwater. There might be a way to use it. There might be a better way to use it. Dot dude, I can at you since your name is just a dot. I wanted to ask, why would you summarize Krea's teachings as the Sith code without the Force part and not say summarize it as Nietzsche? I mean, Nietzsche is partly Krea's teachings, yeah, from what I understand. Well, the writing process. She's part Nietzsche, part other things. What's responding to the... Okay, you guys talking about yourselves. That's it, you're banned. I don't have any mods yet. Oh, that's a bold-faced lie. Remember when Battlefront 2 was gonna hold the last quarter of campaign as DLC? Yeah, I don't remember that. I actually never got to play Battlefront 2. Microtransactions are fine in general, but they easily become things that are almost necessary for gameplay. Yeah, and that's that fine line, man. But then again, I've never played the game, but Digital Extremes has a game called Warframe, and from what I hear, most people say that it's great. I mean, they have microtransactions, I think, and so far people are the reception is pretty positive. So there's a way. There is a way. A little, because you just say it is Nietzsche, says nothing. They release it with Ethan's daughter. The Sith Code is a flawed version of Nietzsche, and Kreia is more of a fixed version of Nietzsche. Sure, why not? Kreia is very anti-ideology. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. Everyone has an ideology. She herself has an ideology. I guess, a personal, a Kreia ideology, not one that's any part of any organized thing, any part of any organization or religion or anything. She's just Kreia. She has her own things that she believes in the same way you do, same way I do. The fixed version of Nietzsche since people are more familiar with the code. I think it was because someone already said, hey, this is coming. I play Warframe, it's pretty good, but the microtransactions are a bit overpriced. Yeah, maybe. Anti-ideology is ideology in and of itself. With the Jedi flaws of them being monks or falling to the dark side still relate to how the Jedi is being handled with Rey. Rey is not a Jedi, from what it seems. I don't know if she is now in the upcoming movie, because at the beginning of the trailer they did say, you do hear Luke's voice say that they taught her everything they know. So I don't know if maybe she's now a Jedi or what. If she really believes in the Jedi teachings, who knows? Maybe they'll dive into it once the movie comes out. But for now, I can't really say. I don't know. You don't know overpriced until you buy Sims DLC. Man, all those this expansion packs together could run you upwards of like $100. Yes, but Kreia hates the idea of people being controlled by ideologies. Yeah, she certainly does. People will say, like, even if an idea comes out that makes perfect sense to them, they would say, no, I reject it because it doesn't carry the label that I associate myself with. That's ridiculous. But a lot of people do it. Rey is a gray Jedi. Rey the Gray. Nice. Rey is a gray Jedi. I don't know. I wouldn't say she's gray, but she's no Mace Windu. Mace Windu is gray. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't 100% light because his fighting style depended on it. Still, I don't know about gray. But hey, at least Rey did a prequel flip. Gray on which part of the spectrum? In the middle of the spectrum, I guess is what he means. Honestly, Rey is a Mary Sue. I mean, so far, it's worth a discussion. I mean, it is weird that she was able to do all those things with really no knowledge of them. Or at least no training. Like in the first movie, when she did the Jedi mind trick on the guard, I assumed that she tried it because I figured that the Jedi mind trick is something that is kind of famous throughout the galaxy. Pretty sure there's been plenty of people who are like, hey, have you heard the Jedi can do this mind trick thing to make you do whatever they want? Really? Oh yeah. They just say this stuff and wave their hand and it happens. Oh, we should look out for that. So I just assumed that she decided I might as well try it, and it worked. And what about Kylo? He's dark side, but he is a Sith? No, Kylo Ren is not a Sith at all. He was never taught Sith. Remember, the dark side is not the Sith. The Sith is basically a religion, ideology, a group, a clan, a something. You don't necessarily have to be dark side to be a Sith. You can still believe in their teachings and not be dark side. Mace Windu was willing to break Jedi code and did so when trying to kill Palpatine. That makes him gray. I don't know if that one thing necessarily automatically makes him gray, because I mean, even Jedi kill people all the time when in tense situations, in the middle of a fight. They might end up killing someone. But then again, I don't know if it just takes one action to make someone gray. Because I would still think that Mace Windu, as a Jedi, was leaning more towards the light. But then, you could say that Mace Windu wasn't the perfect Jedi, because he perhaps was about to kill someone who could instead be a prisoner. But I don't know if that necessarily makes him gray. The same with what I said about the dark side and the Sith just now, where not killing prisoners isn't necessarily something associated with the light side. It's something associated with the Jedi. Look at the Jedi Covenant, for example. They slaughtered kids. The Jedi only kill in self-defense. Mendu was not killing in self-defense. Well, I mean, it was being pummeled with Force lightning. You could call it, you could say he was defending himself against that. Anakin was the first refused to be trained because of his attachment to his mother. Even Yoda knew he could fall because of it. Yes. It counts as self-defense. The prisoner shoots lightning out of his fingers and can kill you with just by screaming too hard. It's Force scream, yeah. I mean, I guess. But then again, Anakin wasn't about to stand for that. Which is weird, because he killed Mace Windu, not to save Palpatine as a prisoner. Would Windu have fallen to the dark side if Anakin didn't stop him? I don't think so, no. After all that training with his fighting style with Vapad, of tapping into his dark side to use it, I doubt. I think he has enough control. I think he's proven himself to have enough control to keep himself leveled. What Mace Windu did would be accurately described as preemptive self-defense. Wow, preemptive. They were already in a fight. Like what Han Solo did? Oh, you mean when he shot Greedo? Because he definitely shot first. But the Jedi Council, though first rejecting Anakin, allowed him to betray him because Qui-Gon really wanted it. A lot of people say that Qui-Gon was a gray Jedi, from what I understand. Anyway, if the Jedi Council had followed Jedi code, he would not have become a Jedi. You mean Anakin? Yeah, I guess not. Because they stopped training anybody days ago. children are more, I think they say this in Halo too, children are more susceptible to indoctrination. The minds are more more malleable. So they figured it'd be best to indoctrinate people when they're young, and that would keep them from falling to the dark side, because the Jedi believe that if you were to follow their teachings to the letter, it would make it so you can never fall to the dark side. That's what they believed. Quite obviously, they were wrong. Anakin would still have trained in some fashion. I mean, he would still be force sensitive. Shards of the Past Episode 2 will have the scenario with Windu still alive and kicking. I think I heard a little bit something about that. Yeah, maybe. Palpatine was on the floor after he said, "I have no more energy." I mean, he was still shooting the Force lightning though, so obviously he did have more energy. I don't think Windu would fall to the dark side, since he wouldn't do it in anger. He would do it to spare the galaxy from darkness. It's in the mindset, is it not? I mean, he also used Force Crush on Grievous earlier. So, obviously this dude has pretty good access to dark side powers. So he does lean more towards gray than your average Jedi. He has to, otherwise his fighting style wouldn't work. You guys are having quite a discussion over here. Was there anything else I was gonna do today? I don't remember. We're taking another drink. Not following the Jedi way is being a great Jedi. I suppose if you talk to a Jedi and they would say that, yeah. I guess if you ask a Jedi, they would say any current or past Jedi who isn't living their life in the way that we say they should, then we shall label them as a gray Jedi. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are based on like the Force spectrum, but they will be labeled as such by the Jedi. But yeah. Dot, that guy, Rika. It was fun. Nice little discussion you started here. Good luck on that video. See you later. Ian McDermott saw Palpatine as more evil than the devil. The Star Wars equivalent of the devil would probably be the son, and even he was emotional over his familiar loss. No, probably does not. I don't know if there is an equivalent to Lucifer in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, Ian McDermott's interpretation of it, sure. This is unusual. Sharpie. Ladies and gentlemen, this individual named Sharpie, I'm pretty sure is my brother, who I will be visiting this weekend for Easter. Because I got a lot of work to do before. Hopefully, I think I'm getting a bag. Hopefully this week, so that I can carry this heavy ass microphone over there. Because it's a long ass way. Is his name Rika? I have no idea. Call him Rika. Dot. That guy. The dude who made the career video. He probably should have been more specific. What is your favorite career teaching? My favorite career teaching is make your choices without regret. Or at least that's my current one. Dart Sparta. I don't get it. Is he kicking people in holes? Anyway, okay, we're almost at 51 minutes here. I think everyone here would appreciate it if I go the hour and then stop, because before this I was in the process of writing a new Krea's Conundrums episode. But, I mean, I've been beating around the bush all day. Law and Order episodes, barely get anything done. I was playing tactics. It's a whole thing. But I should have gotten more done today. But anyway, maybe I probably won't get it. I probably won't finish it this week anyway. Maybe next week. And my brother here is telling me to keep going. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and, since my brother is here, I'm gonna go ahead and play this trailer for him because he hasn't seen it. Oh, hey Tyler, how's it going? Since you just got here, we already finished talking about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this trailer again for everyone to see. Oh wait, hold on. There's a new message. New Conundrums. That's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. But here we go. Let's play a trailer again. I don't think my brother has seen this trailer. Krea's first rule of training: don't trust Krea. That's actually a very good point. She says distrust is a effective tool. Those were exact words. Anyway, here's the trailer.
Wasn't always like this.
Oh, he's already seen the trailer.
But now, there are three rules to survive.
But anyway, I have it on a lower volume and I can talk over it. Who's more sadistic in training, Krea or abridged Mr. Popo? You know, I don't remember Mr. Popo actually doing any training in the abridged version. He was just walking around kicking people's asses, talking down to them, calling them idiots. Just a few months ago I started watching Shameless with the protagonist, voice actor, starring in it. Wait, what are we talking about? He's a good actor. I expect good things from his acting. But yeah, my brother could attest to what I said earlier about Gotham. We started watching Gotham. We were laughing at it, not with it. I think we stopped watching after that balloon guy showed up. This guy was killing... it's actually really funny. He was killing people with a balloon stand. They started calling him the Balloon Man. It was ridiculous. I don't think that show is still on the air. Forget it. So yeah, he's from Gotham. Shameless. I don't think I've ever even heard of that show. Shameless. Training and the pecking order. Right. Yeah. Pecking order. I remember that now. The show is still going? Wow. I mean, it's starting to look like they're going through Batman's entire rogues gallery, but without Batman. Or is Batman in now? Is there like a 15-year-old Batman running around? Gotham just ended with Batman there you go, Batman fighting the Joker. How old is he? Because when the series started, he was like 8. Yo, his parents just got killed. The finale is this week. Oh, wow. Should we watch that when I'm there? It's very good. Won lots of awards. It's went down the shit after all the actors left. The actors left. Oh, dear. Mr. Free Show. Was his wife involved at all? I didn't think it had the fan base to keep going. Am I late? Actually, yeah, you're pretty late. I'm almost done here. I got 5 minutes left. But hey, this is all gonna be archived, and you'll be able to watch the whole thing. So don't worry about it. There was a time skip. Ah, okay. Okay, so I'm assuming they skipped all the way to like Batman Year One storyline. But if it's Batman Year One, then the Joker can't possibly. Anyways, it's a show. They keep changing stuff. The stream keeps buffering for me. Is that happening for anybody else? Yeah, the Cal Jedi left shameless after his character went to jail. Oh dear. Then the other main character left on the last finale. Oh dear. You missed the Great Jedi arguments? Yeah, Rika, Dot, that guy. He was here. He got into a little discussion about Great Jedi. I get what he was trying to say, that basically a Jedi would call a Jedi that someone who doesn't follow the Jedi teachings exactly, that would be considered a Great Jedi by the Jedi. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are a Jedi based on the Force spectrum. Since we're talking about it, what about DC keeps making standalone movies like the anime ones instead of chasing more? You know, man, we talked about this. DC makes great animated movies. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you should. I told you to watch Flashpoint Paradox, Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, and what was it called? Under the Red Hood. Those are great. But yeah, they're chasing Marvel, but apparently from what I understand, Shazam is good. That's what I heard. Even though when I saw the trailer, I was like, man, this looks like crap. But hey, I was pleasantly surprised that maybe it isn't. No one else is experiencing buffer. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to do then. Is there a gray Sith? Actually, there are. There is this sect of Sith. I think they're called the Black Guard, where not exactly gray. They fall more in line with Sith teachings, but they are more gray in standing, and also they're very, they live very, very much like recluse. Or maybe it was that you could meet one out in the world and you would never know they were one. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think they're called the Black Guard. Jan Sarai, Under the Red Hood was the most badass animated Batman movie. I wish they could have gotten Kevin Conroy to play Batman in that one too, though. Sith, Gray Sith probably couldn't exist because they encourage you to break rules. I mean, yeah, the Black Guard are not Gray Sith. They're the Black Guard. They're not really Sith because, yeah. They're not exactly following the Sith teachings. That's why, I mean, the term Grey Jedi itself doesn't really make all that much sense. Exactly, see? If they are grey, then they aren't really Jedi. Exactly. The term Grey Jedi doesn't really make that much sense. Speaking of gay, Ataru, am I right? I mean, Obi-Wan used it to defeat Maul in the new canon. Thoughts on the Killing Joke? Mark Hamill was disturbed by the script for Return of the Joker. He was? Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. That's a great movie. Love that movie. Thoughts on the Killing Joke? I actually haven't seen it. I should, but I haven't seen it yet. Hey, there we go. An hour in, ladies and gentlemen. I did it. I did this again. This is getting easier and easier. I wasn't even that nervous this time. Even though when I stepped out of the shower, I had 8 minutes to set all this up. I really gotta learn to take shorter showers. But yeah, this was kinda rushed, but hey, we still made it. Auto USB like does 86, but you know what I gotta use? I gotta use that that live events feature on YouTube, so so people can start showing up before it starts. Yeah, I should start using that. Let's see what I can do. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be talking about this this new article that VG247 wrote, where Chris Avalon tells them about his vision for what Knights of the Old Republic 3 would have been. And I haven't read the article yet. I'm going to save it so I can read it for the first time on air. Career Atro users have 0 cartilage. Yoda has arthritis in canon, right? Sure, why not? That's why he had Luke hauling his ass around on Dagobah. So yeah, I think I'm all talked out, ladies and gentlemen. Unless, of course, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and, I think last week I told you about that shit story I had where I almost shot myself in Barcelona. We got a little more time. See, what happened was, yeah, I was in Barcelona with my parents. This was a long time ago. Wait, what? There's a conversion mod for Code 2 that makes it into a fan-made Code 2 or wherever made a new protagonist. Really? Do more streams soon. Yeah, I'm actually gonna try and do a stream for an hour every day. Well, every weekday, not the weekends, because on the weekends I got esports to watch. But on the weekdays. Now, I'm gonna be at my brother's. I'll probably stay for more than the weekend. I'll probably stay for a couple of days. I'll bring my microphone along, so I'll still be able to live stream, but the production value won't be quite as good because I'm gonna have to use my laptop. So keep that in mind. So anyway, yeah, I was in Barcelona, and we were walking around. We ate, so we had just finished eating some Burger King, and it was a hearty meal. And my mom was like, "All right, let's go take a walk. Let's go walk a lot." And that does not eating and then walking immediately afterwards does not agree. It's not a combination that my stomach agrees with. So eventually I started feeling groggy, and then I was like, come on, just hold. No, it's just gas. Don't worry about it. It's just gas. Pro tip: it's never just gas. Always, even if it is, always play it safe and assume that it isn't just gas. Oh, hold on. That's the ticket. So yeah, eventually my mom walks into this store. Me and my dad are waiting outside. I'm freaking out because I'm skipping along, trying to hold it in, talking to myself, like, come on, giving myself pep talks is something I do. And then, like a half hour later, when she finally comes out, I tell her this situation, and I start making a beeline towards the hotel. Now, I did not have a key. I don't know why they didn't just give it to me. Give me one. Maybe only just one. I don't remember. But anyway, I make a beeline towards the hotel. They're lagging behind. I finally get to the hotel. I pass through people. I try to walk as fast as I can. I couldn't run, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to keep up. But man, I made it. I'm proud to say that I made it. I got to the hotel, door swung open to the bathroom. I started blasting ass juice before my butt cheeks even hit the rim. But I got there though. I made it. I triumphed over that situation. So yeah, that's shit story number 1, ladies and gentlemen. I got books worth of this. It's not even funny. I remember this one time I almost shot myself on a train. I shit you not, every single bathroom in that entire train was out of order. Unbelievable. At exactly the moment I needed the most. Oh man, that's a story for another time. Yeah, those are Joey stories. Anyway. Let's see if I can find something to close out with. It looks like I lost a couple of viewers during that story. Oh well, what do you want? Happens. I don't know who the hell Lou Perlman is, but alright, that's okay. Hey, some people just have a weak stomach. Let's see what I can play to close this out with. Last week I played that Mass Effect video. I'm real proud of that video, I mean. Yeah, I'll play the second video in the playlist now. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was fun again. Thanks for joining me. Excuse me. Thanks for the discussions. And I'll be back tomorrow. This is getting easier and easier to do. Hopefully I can get really good at it. And hopefully this will bump up my watch time enough so that YouTube can get off my back. And finally grant me that partnership. But hey, you can all hope. In 3 days, I'll be able to reapply. I'm going to go ahead and reapply because you know what happened last time? And during the evaluation process, it was like 3 weeks in. And then I uploaded a static video, but I accidentally used more than 10 seconds of a song. So it flagged it as a copyright notice. And then after that happened, I deleted it, re-edited it, and re-uploaded it. But I deleted it like a couple of minutes after it got the copyright notice. But just a day later, I was denied. So I was like, man, really? Could that have been it? Was that all it took? I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to try again. And during the process, I'm going to upload my videos on another channel first, just to see if it'll get flagged, and then delete it and upload it here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And, okay, I got to turn this off. And peace.